'78 the band was formed. Okay. So it was 2 years before the first release, which was the Heavy Metal Mania 12-inch. In those days, of course, we had a completely different lineup from now. It was a 5-piece.
Yeah.
And it was, well, I'm the only surviving member from those days, but I wrote most of the material in those days. I didn't do the vocals then, of course, just guitar and writing the songs.
But you've always been the basic songwriter.
Yeah, I'd say 3/4 of it, back in the days of the Nightcomers.
Yeah.
About 3/4. Yeah, so I felt justified after the band had split after the live album in '82, I felt justified in taking the name back on again. The other guys who at that time weren't doing any other music didn't mind that, so we got back together and did it. That was with the Sound of Souls. Okay, so The Nightcomers was the first album. That was produced by a guy called Robert Bell, who's actually now in the Blue Nile. I don't know if you know them. Very big band in the States now. They're Scottish, but they're a very big band in the States now. But it's not, it's not metal. It's very, I don't know how you would describe it. It's very good. How about that? Okay, so The Nightcomers, and then of course the live album. Nightcomers was '81, live album '82.
I've seen an album that everybody has warned me to buy by some ex-members of Holocaust that were called Hologram at the time.
Yeah, that was Ed, the other guitarist.
That was what you not wanted to do.
Yeah, that's right. that was the example of what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Actually, the Coming Through single, which I wasn't on, okay, that was the rest of the band, except for me and the original drummer. That was okay. I quite like that. And if they'd stayed with that kind of thing, I think I would have thought, well, fair enough, good luck to them. But it got to be something else.
Yeah.
It got to be very pop. Yeah. I was going to say mainstream. Let's say pop. Yeah. No, it wasn't my scene at all. So the upshot of that was that really we didn't have time to build up even enough of a following in Britain before going over, because we always knew that we sold as many records as in Holland as we did in the UK. In fact, although we never played live in Holland at all, so we always knew it was a good market, a good place to be. But it's taken us all this time to get over here because basically we've had to do we've had to do everything ourselves. We've never had a great deal of money behind us, a great deal of backing, and people who help us out.
Do it for free. No, that's right.
No, it's all really friends who help and so on, that kind of thing. We've never had the chance of really big money, really big backing. Everybody just does the best they can. So actually we're doing quite well getting over here to do 3 gigs like right now, but you never know from one tour to the next when what you're going to be able to do. One gig to the next, you don't know what you're going to be able to do. We just have to keep plowing on. But it means we get a great deal of support from fans here, and even people who write and so on. It's really, really good. It means a great deal to a band in our situation to have people who take a long time, to listen to the albums, because especially the recent albums, I know they're not easy for people to get used to right away, to be familiar with them. And you have to listen a lot. It takes a long time. But some people do that, and they get a lot out of it. But it means a great deal to us, when they turn up at gigs and they tell us, what they think of the songs and so on. It helps you to keep going. It's really good. Back in those days, you've got to remember, like the only bands that were really playing heavy metal that were well known
Or Holocaust.
were Black Sabbath and Motorhead maybe. But Black Sabbath,
Priest.
yeah,
They were well known.
Judas Priest and Sabbath had the riffs. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like, but a lot of bands in those days. I mean, like people don't know these days what it was like to be, 15 back in those days, because the impression of heavy rock or hard rock, as it was called back then, it really was like rock and roll, and it was like, hey baby, and that's no good. That's what we thought we want. Riff, and so that has a feel about it itself, you know. I mean, like a lot of the stuff on the night comes, and yeah, it's true. It does have a feel. I mean, Hypnosis of Words has gone way beyond that. I mean, we're really proud of that album. I think it was a lot of journalists misunderstood it when it first came out. Although not Iron Pages, hey. Hi Iron Pages. Oh, it doesn't go out in Berlin, does it? Oh well. Anyhow, but apart from that, yeah, a lot of people misunderstood it, but we were really proud of that album.
No, I really like Matt playing on it.
He's not on it.
But it's, you know, it doesn't. I think the old stuff is very much live stuff, you know. I don't really know how people can listen again and again and again to it on record. I think it really is live stuff, the old stuff, you know, Heavy Metal Mania, Small Hours, and so on. Only as Young as You Feel, which has been resurrected again. So yeah, it's good to play live. It really is good to play live. But I think in terms of if you're going to go in and sit down and listen to an album, the new stuff just wipes the floor with it. You know, that's a British expression. The new stuff
It's much better.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I believe. But the exciting thing is you never know exactly what. I mean, the next album will not be like exactly Hypnosis of Birds, and it of course was not like The Song of Souls. So you never know how it's going to go. We don't know. And that's one of the good things. You know, it's one of the good things. We're never going to write songs for anybody else. We just write for ourselves.
Except Metallica, of course.
Right from Metallica.
Oh yeah, well, we'll write for Metallica. Yeah.
Okay, funny once. Okay.
Yeah.
This was funny because Metallica did the first studio recording of it. You had only the Small Hours on the live album at that time.
Well, I guess it means that because Delirium and We Shall See Him As He Is are going to come out live first,
Metallica will cover them.
Metallica will cover them, yeah. And then everybody, you know, one thing that really annoys me, can I just say this? One thing that really annoys me,
I know what he's going to say.
is occasionally when people come up after gigs and say, hey, I liked your Metallica cover, The Small Hours.
No, this is the same what happened to Blitzkrieg. This is what Brian Ross told me when they play Blitzkrieg. People think it's a Metallica song and the band is named after them.
No.
Not.
Mind.
No.
So
Yet.
you're not the only one suffering that fate.
Yeah, good. Well, I think we should form a club.
Yeah.
And
Diamond Head and
go on tour. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, the Metallica cover club. No, not.